And we are back. Triple Cross Podcast family. We're back with a baseball edition. We have two fine, esteemed gentlemen from the Bay Area, also wearing matching hats, by the way. This is very, very fitting for lots of different reasons. But welcome back to Triple Cross Podcast Baseball Edition. We don't have any fancy videos. I'm here with Warren and Justin. Guys, welcome back.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Warren, you've been MIA doing lots of fun things. Like what have you been up to?
Well, I've been doing some amazing travel. And it was a baby moon because
very cool.
My wife and I are expecting. So we went to
Congratulations.
Mexico. I was out for a little while, and then work comes up every once in a while, percolates, but I can't tell you how great it is to be back.
That's awesome. That's very cool. And your Nino is due in when is your Nino due?
Oh, right around playoff start time, end of September.
Perfect. That segues so nicely into what we're gonna get into too. A little bit. And Justin, well, actually, Justin always gives me the ghosty updates. So A, I need to know that. B, how are you? What has your summer been like so far? It's been a little while since you've been on any fun excursions.
Honestly, I mean, Warren would be a better ghosty updater, but I can tell you because I'm on the DL. But I can tell you that last week's game was canceled due to a scheduling snafu, which was absolutely not Warren's fault. We have the receipts and text messages, so was not his fault. But yeah, had a bunch of people at the College of Alameda ready to.
How do you have a schedule snafu?
I mean, Warren, you can maybe
No,
throw
we
an
don't.
individual under the bus. I don't know.
I'm not trying to put anybody on blast here, but I have receipts to ensure that it's not my fault, which is the typical middle management perspective. It's not me.
Interesting.
It wasn't me. Hey, puppy, it wasn't me.
So wait, why are you on the DL? What's going on?
This is super boring, but the last time I pitched, I lost a spike, and when I went up to bat, I hit a double. And rounding first, I felt a little like, oh, what was that? In my Achilles, and basically my Achilles just been barking because I threw a spike in the back of my foot, and apparently that's not good. So yeah, unfortunate. But I did get a double, so what are you gonna do?
That's what counts. So do you have spikes now that are?
Yeah, I got new spikes, but it's very uncomfortable to run. So I'll leave it to the healthy players.
Sore Achilles tendon. Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, hey, that's no joke. Like you have to let that thing heal.
Yeah, I'm a basketball player.
I was playing. Side note, pickleball. I know, which is like for
it's coming up.
It's an older demographic, but I mean, I might be going into like a retirement community soon. But whatever, that's a side conversation. But I was playing and I pulled my calf and I could not walk for like 2 or 3 days. It was so painful. So I mean, we've all experienced DL operations, but Warren or Justin was filling me in on Warren's performance.
Oh yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh yes, a couple weeks now.
Oh yeah, I got lucky. Against a team that couldn't hit too well.
Okay. What was your stat line? Did you go complete game shutout?
I did.
Yeah, CG.
14 Ks.
What?
Only 2 walks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was, and that was, I will say, somehow the team that was competing with us for first place.
Okay.
So we have one more game against them this season.
Going.
Damn.
And we'll see what happens.
That's amazing. I'm
still sore.
Do you know your pitch count you had on the game?
It was like 110.
Oh my God. Yeah, no kidding.
An old school pitch count.
Well, Louis wouldn't let me come out until I gave up a run. So, hell.
I was like, hey man, you know this guy? This is the most he's pitched in years. But yeah, sure, leave this guy out there.
Close to a decade.
14 Ks is a solid line to 2 walks. Damn.
I had the breaker working.
Okay.
Me and Miguel behind the dish got a good thing going on, so we're gonna try
Wow.
and continue it this weekend. We play at noon, Big Rex, San Francisco. Come on out, have a barbecue, enjoy some mediocre baseball with a bunch of old men. It'll be fun.
And if you don't like baseball, you can watch some Ultimate Frisbee because there's always a game going
There's
on.
always
in the
that
outfield.
too. Yeah,
You never
we
know.
try to avoid them.
You could see another complete game shutout too. This is possible.
100% possible.
Highly unlikely, but
You never
know.
There could be scouts in the stands for this game. You got some people watching, some ears perked up with that. So you never know.
I've
When
seen
the
people...
lockout happened, I know Justin and I had some talks about going to some scab tryouts, but I might not be good.
All right. Well,
I've seen people practicing with the katana, a little Aikido. I've seen homeless men with steel reserve. I've never seen scouts in the Big Rex stands, but I've seen a lot of other stuff.
I mean, there's a first time for everything. There is a first time for everything. But I know a few scouts. I won't call out names. Maybe I'll mention something to them if they are in the Bay Area this coming weekend. But guys, welcome back on board. That was quite the introduction. It was spicy. It was amazing. We have to call out a few things before we get started. Call out our sponsor, numero uno, Yeet Sunglasses. Go to yeetsunglasses.com. Use promo code BELLYUP for 10% off. So if you need some new shades for the summer, it is bright out there. It is hot. I am currently in Southern California. It is 80 degrees, and I am not that far away from the beach. So the sun is real, guys. So get some sunglasses, Yeet Sunglasses. Also, after the show, we're doing a giveaway on PlayBack. It'll be a Dappz Sports giveaway. It depends on how many likes we get. So dappzsports.com. They do card breaks, memorabilia giveaway, all that good stuff. So make sure you head over to PlayBack after this. And with that, we can get into the show. Warren was so kind enough to basically write a term paper on the show stack today. So I'm going to let you dive into this because you're a wise man with so much wisdom. And I want to pick your brain. I know the listeners want to pick your brain as well. The first action item that we have to talk about is Carlos Santana to the Brewers. Yes? No? What happened?
I'm unclear on the question here, Matt. He's a good player. He's an on-base guy. Brewers odds-on favorite for the Central. I don't know. Again, can I get a question?
You don't think they're you? Oh, so wait, you don't think they're contenders for the Central?
I said odds-on favorite.
That's
The
what he said.
Reds are hanging around, but they're gonna fade.
Well,
You don't have faith in the savior Ellie? Come on now. His 6'5" frame is carrying the team. Let's go.
Oh, I think we got a little confused here.
I think that could be what's going on here.
That could be it. Anyways, let's scratch that. We'll move on to the next bullet point.
Let's go.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you want to clarify this, Warren. That's what's in the show stack. So I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing.
That's just I was hoping that somebody would fill in a guitar-based joke because Carlos Santana,
Also the well-known guitarist.
Oh, right.
Right. Okay. All right.
Well, we don't have a guitar. We don't have a guitar.
Great. Supernatural was a great album. If you haven't heard it,
And
check it out.
I think he'll be supernatural with the Brewers.
Ooh, there you go.
Ooh,
Getting a little long in the
okay.
tooth, though, isn't he? How old is Carlos Santana
He's
these days?
He's 30, 37.
37.
37.
He's still high on base percentage. He was Moneyball back when Moneyball was cool, and then not cool, and now cool. again.
I have to disagree with you with saying that the Reds. I mean, you think the Reds are for sure the foregone favorite now in the Central? They're still behind.
That's not what he
They're
said.
game and a half. I thought that's what you said.
Objection.
Misstates the testimony of the witness.
We can
I
go
said
back
the Brewers are the odds-on favorite. Their pitching is stacked.
Right.
I don't know if Woodruff is going to come back at all this year. He had a serious shoulder injury, but no, their pitching is still stacked, and now they're getting an on-base percentage machine. And Yelich actually is having a rejuvenative year. Like he was in the dumpster for a little while there, and all of a sudden he's got 20 bombs and hitting 290, and So I like the Brewers in the Central, and just for clarity, it's Brewers, not Reds.
Okay. Thank
One
you
more
for
time
that clarity.
for the slow kids
For
in
the people
back.
in the back.
Yeah.
If you're not paying attention, like sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Just depends on how I'm feeling. But I do have something to point out. I am going to Milwaukee soon.
Is that so?
It is so. The Brewers are actually playing when I'm going to be there.
You should definitely check out a game.
I'm going to try to check out a game because I want to go down the slide. That's really what I want to do. I want to go down the slide.
Is that open to the public?
Probably not, but I'm going to try to figure out a way in. I'm going to.
That's a lawsuit.
What is that thing? What is their mascot again? That slides down that thing? It's like a
presumably a brewer of some sort.
It's a brewer, but like what? I'm trying to remember what it looks like.
He's got blonde mustache.
Yeah,
and
it's
a
like,
hat.
Okay, yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, that's what I was imagining, but I was like, okay. Is that what a brewer looks like? Do you guys think that's?
There are brewers that look like that. I'm certain of it.
By the way, when I typed it in Google, it said first seen in 1973. It's been a.
That's with the facial hair,
Yeah.
It's
maybe maybe there's an opportunity to grow out something like that, facial hair wise. I don't know. Just throwing it out.
This is about all I got.
That's all you got. All right, let's move on. We got the Angels picking up two pitchers. Kind of an interesting situation. Warren, I feel like you have something to say here.
No, I got to defer to Justin first on this. Okay. I don't want to build up momentum early.
When I saw that they were taking Ohtani off the trade block, I was like, that's an interesting choice. But, I guess they're not that far behind. But at the same time, it feels like a foregone conclusion that Ohtani won't be back next year. And so you might as well get something for him. But, it seems like the Angels have majored in underwhelming performances for the better part of a decade, it feels like. So, more power to them. You love to see teams trying to win at least, but it feels like maybe not the best business move looking towards the future. Although, are you really going to improve on the best player in baseball? I guess I should say arguably, but I feel like it's not a great argument. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's I thought it was highly questionable, but it's hard for me to truly criticize a team for trying to win. So with that, it's like, fine, for your fans' sake, you should try to win.
How many games back are the Angels of a wild card?
The Angels are 6 games back.
6 games
of a wild card or in the division?
No, the division. Wild card. They are. Where are they? They're 3 back. 3 back. So they're in the hunt.
They're in the hunt.
This is such a dirty move. This is like, we know the Angels owner is one of the worst. He's up there with Fisher.
I don't think he's that bad.
Well, they're different. They're bad in different ways, though. Yeah,
bad in different ways. And the Angels run just a terrible, terrible front office because it consistently gets usurped by these ownership decisions that just make no sense in terms of all the contracts that they issue and the holes that they put themselves in. But there's only one explanation for this. They think they're going to make the playoffs and they think they're going to keep Ohtani. Like,
right.
If they're not sure or like 90% positive that they can keep him over whatever contract is offered from the Dodgers or the Giants or the Red Sox or the Yankees or whoever. If they're not sure, they don't make this move. I think they want to be able to say, hey, we made a push for the playoffs. Sign with us again.
Yeah.
Mike Trout was hurt. Rendon was hurt. What happens when we have a full team? Let's run it back.
Right.
That's the only pitch. That's the only thing that like makes sense, even conceptually.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if it's not that, you just have to back up to the Angels are freaking inept and make terrible decisions.
I agree with you, but also like, okay, if they're gonna go down that path, like the pitchers that they got, I feel like they should have made a bigger splash. Right? Like get some guys to really make an argument for Ohtani.
Well, what are they going to do? Pull Verlander or Scherzer from the Mets? I know that they were like tentatively shopped around recently.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean,
that would be an Angels thing to do. Yeah, it'd be a terrible decision, but yeah,
right,
it makes sense to me in terms of what they do. I don't know.
The guys that they got are, I mean, so who? Ronaldo Lopez is 2-5 with a 4.3 ERA on the year. Not super hot. Lucas Giolito is let's see what he's got so
he's
far.
Good. He's a really good pitcher.
Yeah, he's 6-6. I mean, coming from the Sox, who are not that good, so I mean, it could bolster them a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it seems like a last ditch effort almost, that they're just like, hey, we're trying. And maybe they do make the playoffs.
I wish they wouldn't. I wish they would just tear it down so that we could see Trout, Ohtani, and the other good players that they've sequestered with these awful contracts on other teams where the rest of the country gets to see them in the spotlight on a competitive platform. It's awful. I have not recovered from 2002, but also like they're just terrible, and we're doomed to like let Trout and Ohtani wallow in this freaking mediocre market, like second best in LA. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah. I hate to say it, would almost rather see Ohtani on the Dodgers than the Angels.
Ooh.
Just because you think he'd be better. I can't go that far, brother. Like I can't go down that road with you.
You crossed the path.
As a human being, fine. But I just for his life, and it's like, listen, the Dodgers are less likely to waste you in this way.
I think it would be better for baseball if he was on a bigger market team.
I mean, what if we got Trout and they got Ohtani?
Ooh, that's interesting. Which kind of leads me into my next segue with the Giants. Like, I mean, look, Farhan hasn't. He tried to get Judge last year. That didn't go.
Well, Judge used us. Like
played us like a fiddle.
Prostitutes. Like it was just unbelievable.
I mean,
listen, the thing that hurt so much was
my AirPod just died.
Oh, there we go. What time is it? Yep, there it is. That's right on cue.
We're in 18 minutes. Perfect.
But it's like they were playing up. Oh, he grew up in the Bay Area. His parents are huge Giants fans. Oh, he'd love to play in that stadium. La 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 la. And then there was never a chance that I was going to sign anywhere other than with the pinstripes. New York. Let's go. And it's just, man, brutal. Although I am glad that we passed on Correa. I got to say, I'm glad that
that would be fun if the Dodgers got Ohtani and the Giants got Trout. That'd be fun.
I mean, I could live with that. That's basically I mean, I could live with that.
That would be good for baseball. That would be good for baseball. I feel. Warren, you're very silent right now, and you're giving me like a very grim stare. So I feel like you may have something to say. I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, I mean, again, what is the question, Matt? Is the question what are the Giants?
It's not a question. Now, okay. Yes, the question is what are the Giants going to do?
What are we going to do at the trade deadline? Nothing.
Yes,
because for a couple of reasons. One, frustratedly, we're not going to make a big splash. That's not the front office style. But two, I think we're actually calling up some good prospects. Latos has been good, and we just called up Liriano too. So
His first at bat, first pitch goes to the wall. He's like, listen, now if you were in Cincinnati, that probably had a good chance of getting out, but not at AT&T. Excuse me, Oracle Park.
You gotta keep it straight.
Yeah. Welcome to the Bigs.
Yeah, welcome. Well, not even the Bigs. Welcome to the park by the bay, my guy. Hang with him.
It'll be interesting. I mean, Warren, you don't think the Giants will really pick up anybody. I don't know. I feel like they may pick up somebody just to help bolster. They're in it. They're in it a little bit.
Well, I mean, so the rumor on the street is that we're after an infielder,
okay.
And that makes sense since Crawford's been injured. Schmidt has not been as successful as his first few weeks. Tyro Estrada's been injured. Lamont Wade has been in and out of the lineup.
Haniger,
although
he's an outfielder, but still,
yeah.
But against lefties, our platoon is garbage right now against lefty starters. It's just absolute T-rash.
There
no
was
disrespect. I like Slate Dog. Slater is anyway.
He's a lefty destroyer, but
yeah,
we need a little bit more than that. And there was like a flash in the pan where there was a rumor about Arenado being on the market. I got real excited to see.
I did perk up when I saw that.
But
did you see Farhan? Did you see Farhan kind of giving himself an excuse for not attracting players in free agency because of the political climate of San Francisco?
What? Wait, what does that mean?
He's like, oh, well, we can only really go after guys that are, West Coast guys because otherwise they have a stigma about the area. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. It's like
that
tens of millions of dollars is not a good enough reason to spend 6 months like it's ridiculous. Anyway, So
what kind of excuse is that?
I didn't like it.
It
seemed kind of they drafted him, so it was a little bit different. But yeah, it's as far as free agency goes, I was like, interesting. What are you gonna do?
Money
I thought that was kind of weak. Yeah, money talks the loudest for sure.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, just to go back to the Angels real quick. Do you know what their payroll is? Their total payroll is for 2023?
Do you have that pulled up? Are we gonna guess?
I have it pulled up.
Oh, I'll guess. I'll guess.
Give me just throw a dart.
I'll go 80 million.
Total payroll? Are you high? I'm sorry. That was rude. I apologize.
Wait. He's not, but I am. I think total payroll annually, 300 million.
I mean, that is significantly closer. But obviously, with Price is Right rules, Matt automatically wins. But
I can't go over.
I have it here at 223 million plus. So
wow,
they're like the fifth highest payroll.
Who are they spending their money on besides the people we know? The people we know. Okay, who besides them? Who are they spending their money on?
I mean, that's a lot of money. Like Rendon has a huge contract. Trout has a huge contract. Ohtani's getting paid.
What is Rendon's contract at?
It's like 6 years, 250, something crazy like that.
Okay, I mean that's like
maybe 8 years.
It's nice, but it's not like those are three guys.
All right,
they must be
see here.
Yeah. While Justin is pulling that up, we can talk about Ohtani because he just had a complete game one-hit shutout, a la Warren. Recently. I don't know how many Ks he had or
I had more
walks. Did he? Oh, nice. That's awesome.
They've got a lot of money on the injured list. Let me tell you.
Yeah. Well, tell us who they're spending the money on.
Well, I mean, Rendon is 38 million.
Jesus.
Trout is 37 million.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would take this salary to be on the DL. We got Drury at 8.5. Urshela at 8.4. Stassi at 7. Like these guys are all on the DL, which is brutal. Then we go back to the active, and obviously Shohei's at 30. Tyler Anderson's at 13. Hunter Renfro's at 11.9.
It sounds like they're just not using their money wisely.
I mean, that's the whole issue.
They gave a
$300
million contract to Albert Pujols, and he was like 32. for like a 10-year deal. Like, yeah, they
Well,
gave Josh Hamilton a bank-breaking contract. They signed, oh God, what was his name? CJ, what's his face? Oh, was on the Rangers and then got a huge contract.
The pitcher?
Yeah.
By the way, just circling back, Ohtani had 8 strikeouts and 3 walks.
I had 14. All right.
Yeah, I know. And how many walks?
Okay.
2?
I had 2.
Yeah. All right. So basically, you're better than Ohtani.
I don't think anyone has a problem with his $30 million contract. I don't think anyone has an issue with that.
All right. So we just know that the Angels are really bad at giving out. They're just bad at dividending their dollars out.
They give out.
It's
money
worse than
to
that.
players
They don't develop.
don't.
Right. They don't have a farm system. Or they do, but it's not a very good one. It's not like the Dodgers, because the Dodgers are the best, have the best farm system. I mean, they started the farm system. I just wanted to let you guys know that in case you didn't know that. And for the folks out there, I just wanted to kind of bring it back full circle, to why the Dodgers are.
I have to smoke again.
I hope Rose is correct. I don't want to see Ohtani play for the Dodgers at all. So,
and kind of a la related, maybe not, but we were in a little text thread together, but when we saw De La Cruz hit a 456 absolute mash over the truck in
went out, didn't it?
Right. I think the stadium, you can't go out of the stadium because it looked
like it got out of the stadium. It looked like it went through a window or something.
I don't know. I don't
Pull
know.
it up.
I don't think it did.
It looked like it was bouncing on the street. That's what it looked like.
It went over the car, and I was like, well, number one, if the car gets hit, does a fan win the car? I don't, sometimes they have those games.
Do they do any body work on it or what? They just give you a damaged vehicle?
Yeah.
I want one just like this one. I don't necessarily want this car though with the huge dent.
I mean, I would take a free car with a dent in it. I would. Okay. Yeah, right. That's how I roll, But you guys may not be, Warren has a new truck coming. Probably no dents in that truck, right?
New to him.
Not that I'm aware of. And my nephew and I were playing catch this last weekend. He's like 2-ish, and he definitely hit, maybe 3, definitely hit my car and made a dent, but I was super proud of him because he threw it really hard.
Nice.
My man.
Yes.
So you should leave that dent. That's a dent you should leave on your car.
Oh, I'm not going to fix it.
Okay.
This I got like 150,000 miles in this car.
Yeah.
It's going to ride with me until it just fails, and I'm going to fly it off at Sanchez ramp.
He's starting to look. He's starting to look at minivans. So he's trying to make that transition.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. They don't make minivans with turbo.
Ooh.
Well, listen, that's only an aftermarket modification, my brother. So, there's some speed shop that's willing to put a turbocharger or even a supercharger in your Sienna. So, let's go.
Or Warren, you can opt for. We took a driverless car in the city. That's always an option.
Have you heard about the new trend where people are stopping them by putting cones on top of the main sensor on the hood?
They're not smart.
Oh, really? Oh man.
Yeah, it's becoming like a meme thing apparently.
Interesting. It's like
that's a good. Every time you pull up to a car with no one in the driver's seat, it's a thing.
It's like Casper the Ghost is driving.
Yeah, but you could see Casper.
That's true.
When we were in that driverless car, we got where we were going just very, very slowly.
Right. But safely.
It was a unique experience that I'm sure was not worth the money, though. I appreciate it. Thank you, Matt.
Well, I like to create memories that last a lifetime. So I'm hopefully that will last.
Yeah, the terror will stay with me forever.
All right, we got to move on to our next topic of conversation. Our favorite, the commissioner of baseball, got a 4-year extension by the owners. Which was looking at the news and just coming up with topics of and this was kind of like a mini topic to touch on. I was like, that's kind of a decently big deal to give him a 4-year extension when he's he came out and said he didn't handle the Astros situation good. He didn't. What was the most recent situation that he handled? The A's.
I was like, what? How do you?
Yeah,
I was like,
I know.
Surely you don't mean the A's.
I've got so like he's just I don't know. It seems, but also at the same time, I'm like, okay, well, who's his replacement if they do have a replacement for him? You know,
Counterpoint.
Joe Torre?
He's done his job perfectly.
Joe Torre? Interesting. Yeah. I mean, he's pretty up there in age. I don't know, like, I don't know. A lot of people, this is a kind of out of the blue, but a lot of people have wanted or talked about, discussed, which I don't think would be good because I don't think he's been in baseball, but I'll throw the name out there, Bob Costas. I know. I've heard that rumor for a long time.
I love how Justin and I's head cocked at exactly the same angle. What?
That one?
No.
Okay.
I did not see. Joe Torre is 83. I don't know if that would be, the right move.
Yeah, commissioner is a young man's game. No, but I mean, honestly though, this guy is essentially like a corporate shill, right? That's his job. He's supposed to provide cover to ownership, and in that regard, I think he's done a great job carrying water for an atrocious ownership group or owner, in Oakland. I think misleading, if not outright lying about the scenarios and situations. So, he earned his 4-year extension because people are throwing rocks at him. Right. And, that's why they pay him so well, is so that he can eat those insults and say, like the guy from the NFL, right? Protect the shield. Same kind of deal. He's just,
Well, who's his? Isn't that anyone's commissioner's job, though?
Yeah,
it's
just, but you don't usually have these kind of PR. Like usually, it's a player that's done something, and you're like, oh, well, you gotta provide, and like you can throw the player under the bus usually, right? You suspend him, but you can't do that with ownership. The owners are kind of untouchable, unless, again, going back to football, unless you have a pattern in practice of being atrocious, and even that took forever. That took forever for that to come.
Well, also in the NBA too, with the Suns ownership,
and before that with the Clippers ownership, right? Yeah. But you have to do absolutely atrocious things, not just be,
a scumbag.
A scumbag, right? We have to be a very specific type of scumbag or scummy in a particular, just not business scum. That's,
Also, I just want to say the question, Matt, was silly to begin with. Like, are you like up on the pipeline of the AAA of up and coming lawyers ready to screw the workers? Like, you pay attention to that farm system? Like, no, nobody knows who's is going to, like, nobody knew any of these commissioners before they were the commissioner, unless they made a huge splash somewhere. But
it's true.
If I was looking for talent, though, I'd go for, chief legal counsel for Amazon or, Starbucks. They crush unions, these kind of people. These are who you want in there. They have a problem, killing the worker. Now, granted, it's tough to cry for guys making tens of millions of dollars, but the fans who are subsidizing these contracts, it's a shame to see a fan base like the A's being on the cusp of losing their franchise, particularly when not too long ago they were outdrawing the Giants significantly.
Were they really?
Yes.
When?
I want to say certainly in the decade before they moved to Oracle, they were definitely outdrawing them. But
so it's been a minute.
No, but I'm saying even Apple. The other thing to consider is that the stadium is much larger, right?
For sure,
the football stadium.
Yeah.
And they had some great teams in the early aughts, and so they were, the drums going.
Yeah,
they had the upper deck open.
I remember.
To me, the thing that is so upsetting is it feels like a deliberate, suppressing of the fan base to make them upset because, again, they stopped spending money. They just stopped spending money, and it was like these diehard fans, these assholes, they'll still come regardless. And for a while, it did happen, It's a shame.
Do we
It's just a
know?
shame.
Do we know where that stands? By the way, with the A's, anybody? I know I don't know where it stands right now. I'm just kind of throwing it out there.
It seems like a foregone conclusion, but I also want to add to the conversation just to contextualize that even though these players are making millions of dollars, like let's keep in mind there is a pie here, and they're getting not a big enough slice, and it's not being reciprocated back into the team. If any context can be provided, the footballer, the soccer player Mbappe just got offered $700 million to go play for a Saudi team for 1 year.
That was the full package, right?
$700 million for 1 year?
$700 million for 1 year, and that team would have to pay his previous team a $400 million posting fee, making the total package like $1.15 billion for 1 year, and he would have the right to go back to his previous team after that 1 year. So but here's the thing:
after taxes, though, you're getting.
There's no taxes in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, sorry, Saudi Arabia. I didn't know. Okay.
Just saying, ownership in the entertainment industry and sports is within that industry. There's a reason the Hollywood writers are striking right now. There's a reason that this is happening. You look at the top compensated level, and this is across the board. It doesn't matter what industry, whether it's manufacturing but let's just all make sure we side with the players playing the game that we love and not the people that own the goddamn colored blue or something.
I don't think we're shocking anyone on the West Coast being pro-labor. So, what are you going to do? The Hollywood thing is kind of gross for sure, particularly when you have like producers making tens of millions of dollars, hoping that they're like, it'll be over once they start, skipping mortgage payments and things like that. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing?
What just came to my head? I know I come up with some crazy ideas on this show, but
did anyone pick up the trampoline or what?
Hey, that's still one of my top 5 for sure ideas I have. But kind of like, the players have. Well, the players don't have all the power because there's a lot of, obviously, the brands, like the teams themselves, the stadiums, this, that, and the other. But I was just thinking out loud or thinking in my head, I'm like, well, a lot of actors or actresses, there's no longer, you have to go work with, Fox or NBC or all these big, you can go to Amazon, you go to Netflix. There's all these independent places you can go and make. Because that's the talent is just going wherever they want. So I was like,
Netflix is the independent now. That's hilarious.
Well, whatever. But like
smaller production companies.
What if there's a world where it's like, it's not going to happen. I know this. It's not going to happen. But it's like a world where the talent chooses where it would basically be new. It would be like a new league, basically. That's what I was thinking.
So you're saying the Savannah Bananas are doing that.
Yeah.
Making baseball fun again.
Yeah. It is. I've seen. I want to go to one of those games. Those look.
You should go to a Ghosties game.
I've been to Ghosties games.
He has been to Ghosties games.
I've been to Ghosties games, but Savannah.
It is not the same type of vibe at all.
Because
I think I saw something where you can catch, if a fan catches the ball. That's an out or something like that, which is absolutely incredible.
Can
you imagine if that was an MLB rule?
That'd be amazing.
You'd have competing fans knocking it out of your glove.
Oh my god, dude, that would be wild.
Incredible.
Have you seen the tall pitcher on stilts that they have? The pitcher, they have a pitcher on stilts.
Absurd.
Yeah. They do.
I'm like Bach,
real good tilt on the fastball. It's a great 2-seamer.
Yeah, good tilt. Ridiculous. Good tilt. Yeah.
We should take. Well, have you guys? Have either of you been to Savannah?
No.
Actually, Georgia? Funny you say that. I did go to Savannah once. I was on a golf trip to Hilton Head Island, and we were like, "Let's go out in Savannah." And I will say that it is a very fun city, but it is the worst smelling city I have ever been to in my entire life. There must be a paper mill up the river or something.
Okay.
It smells awful.
Note to self.
Got to start saving up to get the tickets. That's
Are they
wild.
sold? Are they sold out for?
I bet.
Forever?
I bet. That's not
Ticket.
shocking at all. This is capitalism at its best, my friend. What the market will bear.
I wonder how. We got to look up how much tickets are. That's.
Maybe you should try to play at the Coliseum. Open up that top row, the top deck, the upper deck.
Sold out. Well, I don't know if are they playing in August. I know I'm doing like weird, looking at Savannah Bananas on the pod, but whatever.
Oh no, this is great. We're planning
sold out. They're all sold out here. Let's go to September. They are sold out. They have a wait list. Oh, that's a world. No, they're sold out. They're sold out.
Oh yeah, no, it's a phenomenon. It's awesome. And they started doing barnstorming, like they're going all over the country. It's great. Eric Burns is the manager.
Well, hey, if the Ghosties can take anything away from Savannah Banana, I mean, you guys can create a little world with you guys start incorporating some of that stuff. I think it'd be kind of fun. It's an idea.
We need a gimmick, Warren.
Yeah.
Other than just aging baseball.
If you guys need ideas, I mean, I'm all.
We already got trampoline.
You got trampolines. There you go.
Yeah,
there's one.
Trampolines. Yeah.
Let me ask a question. Are the ideas that they have would you be able to take them and use them with your team, or are they like there's no trademark or like any like thing?
Oh, there's no trademark issue. There's a physical capability issue. Like nobody can
putting someone on stilts. I can do stilts. I can do stilts.
I don't know anyone on our team that has a background in clowning.
Speaking of Matt thinking he can do stilts, happy birthday,
I can do,
buddy. 1 year older and 1 year less capable.
Thank you. I am a stilt master. You guys didn't know this, but there was a stilt class in college.
He wore stilts in his shoes every day.
Yeah. Well, it's something to consider. The world is a wild place. Yeah, let's move on from the Savannah Bananas a little bit. We have some people that just went to the Hall of Fame recently. The Crime Dog.
Can I just go back for 1 second?
Go back one second. Yeah,
so
sorry.
The rule that I would take is I guess no game can last longer than 2 hours. And I feel like the PCHL could use something like that because some of those innings get rather long. And, a 3.5 hour game is not out of the question, which is absolutely ridiculous, particularly if you have a family.
You guys don't have a pitch clock, do you?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No pitch clock.
Yeah, that's a long 3.5 hour game. That's in the sun too. So that really, takes a lot out of you. Yeah.
It's a nice marine layer often if we're playing in the city, but anyway, sorry.
Warren, just curious, Warren, when you pitched the complete game shutout, did you have sunscreen on your forearms to maybe use stuff on the ball at all, or was it all natural?
No, I had no need for that. Okay. I try to reduce spin on the splitters, so I'm like taking all the sweat without the sunscreen, like slippy stuff.
Nice.
Trying to smear some Vaseline on my hat,
Yeah, that's good. No umpires look at your hat. No umpires go to the glove or hat to check.
No.
No
inspections.
Oh, your umpires are players, right? Yeah. So
right.
Other players, right?
That's how we keep costs down.
Right. It's smart. What if there's an idea? They can use players for. You already actually incorporate an idea that the Savannah Bananas don't do. Use players. You could use players from. Well, you use players outside of the two teams. You could use players within the teams, which would create an interesting situation.
Yeah,
I think that's the reason you don't do that.
I know there's not. I know there's a reason why you don't do that, but it would make it an interesting situation. That's what we're trying.
Is that
to do.
Interesting, or is it just inserting obvious bias in a place that it doesn't need to be?
It's like putting it's like putting trampoline in the outfield. That's what it's like. Same thing. But anyways, moving on from our crazy ideas, we had 2 Hall of Fame inductions. Crime Dog, also known as Fred McGriff, and Scott Rowland.
Scott Rowland. That's a name I haven't heard in a while.
This is like throwback. Let's briefly discuss the Braves from the 90s. Because they were absolutely incredible stack of players.
That was my first, the first season of heartbreak for me was that 93 season where the Giants won 103 games, didn't make the playoffs. Also, and this is something that still bothers me, the fact that the Atlanta Braves were in the NL West still, like, what are we doing, guys?
Wait, they were?
They absolutely were, yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Kimsel, what are we doing?
Well, I don't remember that they were in the NL West in 93. That's like it's a little bit of a stretch.
Obviously, pre-wild card. I think that's why one of the reasons why the wild card came in. It's like we could have teams winning 103 games, not making the playoffs. That's kind of crazy.
Right.
But yeah, that was
damn. But I mean, I think it's Smoltz, Glavine, Maddox, obviously.
Sure. Obviously.
And then Warren Hill. Chipper Jones, Larry, actually, official name Larry.
Yeah,
Larry.
Really. No, those are great teams.
That's a trivia question I would always lose because he's always Chipper to me. Mr. Chipper.
I remember the what was it? The old Shea Stadium chants, Larry.
Oh yeah, anyways, for sure.
Oh God, those are amazing teams, and they were on the Turner Broadcast Network, so they were like one of the few teams that you could always see play.
Same with Cubs, with the WGN.
And the Cubs on WGN, exactly. Yeah, and I just had like a particular affinity for Greg Maddux. He wore glasses. He seemed like kind of a nerd, and he always brought his. I read somewhere that he always brought his video game systems on the road with him.
Oh yeah,
so I was like, that's my guy.
With the 3 plugs, I love that. That's awesome. Playing Mortal Kombat.
Maybe get a little Mario Kart in there.
But as a starting pitcher, what are you doing? They're not having you, chart pitches or anything between starts. It's like play golf or video games.
Run a little bit and then you're done. God, and I mean before Rafael Furcal on those 90s teams, who was just awesome to watch.
Is that Gary Sheffield? Was that after? Was he later?
No, Chef was on the Yanks. But who doesn't remember the most obscure Braves ever? Jeff Blauser and Mark Lemke.
I mean, those names.
You have to look those names up, dude.
Those are some middle combo. It was beautiful to watch.
Yeah, those are some names I have not heard in a hot minute. That's for sure. Who was
he was later. He didn't go until 2002.
Who was in center field? Who was their center fielder?
They had Grissom for a while.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then Andrew Jones. I don't know who was before.
Oh, for sure, Andrew Jones. Yeah.
I love Andrew Jones because it was like he didn't look like a center fielder to me. You know what I'm saying? But he still got to all those balls.
Like, was he just too big?
Our dude
like his build
high
was
school,
too
Jackson.
Big?
Remember Jackson? Jackson Long? Like, the dude was like the same kind of like just had an uncanny ability to track the ball down.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Andrew Jones started he played in 96, and then his first full year was 97 with the Braves. Yeah, that's a name I haven't heard in a while. I
think they had Kenny Lofton for a year too.
Yeah, Kenny Lofton played on a fortune of
got
teams
around
too. Yeah. You also mentioned, Justin, somebody else who, like Gary Sheffield, definitely got around too.
Yeah.
Braves,
Milwaukee,
Dodgers,
Marlins, Dodgers, obviously.
Milwaukee Padres, Marlins, Dodgers, Braves, Yankees, Tigers, Mets. That dude played for.
Dude, he had a story about facing Nolan Ryan as a rookie, and it was incredible. He's like, the first pitch, I think it was like a home run foul, and then he threw it at his head, and then he got a double. Eventually got a double, and Nolan followed him to second base and was like, "You'll never get another fucking hit off me." And he's like, and I didn't.
Oh my gosh, that's
Because he
amazing.
retired though.
I mean, listen, who cares? Who cares about the reason why? It's like it was true.
That is such a Nolan Ryan move. Yeah, there's a Nolan Ryan documentary on. I think it's on Amazon. I highly recommend.
Is it called Red Ass?
No, it is not. But it is
I mean,
fascinating documentary on Nolan Ryan. I only played 27 seasons, which is
only 27. What a
just a cup of coffee,
loser.
basically. A cup of coffee. How much would that guy be making now?
It was a big gulp, but it was one cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would be making a freaking fortune. I mean, in his prime, maybe not later years, but
he was in his
extended
prime
the prime for a while, dude.
Yeah.
There's a reason he played 27 years, my guy. Like, if he was getting shelled, I don't think he would have made it that long.
That's true.
Just because of his pride, he wouldn't have let himself play that long.
Right. I mean, that dude was I'm trying to think of like any other pitcher. I mean, I think of him as like the ultimate pitcher. Like, you don't want, if you were to give one guy the ball in any situation to like tough it out, like, I feel like it's no.
No. I mean, what, he had a 27-year career, so you're going to be like, oh, here's one game. He was incredibly wild. He was not super effective all the time. Like, great. He's got 7 no-hitters.
Blasphemer!
Like, no.
Are you giving it to Tim Lincecum? Are you giving it to Tim Lincecum?
I mean, prime Tim.
You want one game? I would take prime Tim over prime Ryan. Absolutely.
No.
Yeah, more pitches for sure, but
absolutely.
There's no way.
I mean, that's a hot take for sure.
What do you take? Okay, Randy Johnson or Nolan?
Johnson
Koufax
probably. Or Nolan?
Well, Koufax.
Oh, what's that about, Mr. Dodger? Huh? Interesting.
Drysdale? No doubt. Nolan Ryan is amazing. He's great.
You going Kershaw?
But what he's done is undisputed.
In the playoffs, I'm not going
Kershaw. No. I'm talking. This has got to be prime Kershaw is between like April and June. For sure.
I don't like if you're getting prime Nolan. Like, man, I may.
The other thing is like there is recency bias. I never saw this dude pitch when he was
right. Like prime.
Nolan. So.
Yeah,
I don't. This is all folklore essentially, so it's probably not fair. But
no, it's totally fair. Everyone throws 100 these days.
That's true. 101, 102, whatever.
101, 102. Did you see that? I think I sent you guys the Chapman 103.
That much onside run at 104, unreal.
Looked like a righty slider. It was absolutely nuts. And it's like, yeah,
insane.
you're. Damn it! It looks like it's going to be a fastball like on the corner, and it's just nowhere near the strike zone.
It kind of looked like he surprised himself. To be honest,
probably did.
He was like, "Oh yeah, cool.
I can do that." I think actually, if I faced I think I would probably pass out. I think I would just pass it. Like, I would be so terrified of where the ball's going, where I would just crumble.
I think it would just be hard to register what the hell just happened. Like, something just come at me that quickly.
Are we talking about Nolan Ryan, or are we talking about any given 13?
No, we're talking about guy throwing 105. Although
any given
went through 105 now.
Speaking of any given, I don't know. Warren said 13-year-old, but there's pitchers in high school now. They're 16 years old throwing 100 miles an hour, or high 90s. It's insane. It's just
the mechanics industry is blown up, and
I know
people are hyper specializing. I guarantee those kids aren't playing soccer, right? They're not playing basketball. So that's the thing that this is a complete tangent. But I kind of worry about the hyperization because you're using the same muscles over and over again and fatiguing things years before they would normally go out.
Right.
I don't know, man. I thought it was fun to play multiple sports. So, but
what was your other sport? Oh, football, right?
No, I played football in college, but I didn't play football until college.
Okay.
Yeah, I played basketball and baseball mostly. Those are my
Warren, were you baseball or what other sports did you play?
Oh, I did curling. and snowshoeing primarily.
Ooh, that's very.
If you
diverse.
believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you.
You're very.
Yeah.
You got a bridge, is like the Golden Gate Bridge.
I also have a bridge.
Yeah, I got the deed. Hold on, let me get.
It was just seasonal, man. Whatever was the biggest sport at the time. Soccer, basketball, baseball. I don't know. I never got to do football because I'm tiny and would just get destroyed.
I think you would have been a great wide receiver.
I do not want any of that smoke.
No,
not
you
now,
don't want to get lit
ever.
up.
I didn't then. I don't now. I don't regret it. I have no second thoughts about that whatsoever.
Yeah.
I was
Where
recruited
we went to college,
as
you could have played if you wanted to.
I was recruited as a tight end, but I just didn't want to risk anything. So, but
a blocking tight end.
Yeah, blocking tight end. Yeah, specialized.
Yeah.
All right, we need to move on because we're getting a little low on time. But let's see. There's some notes here. We got to talk about the A's a little bit. We can touch on it real quick because Warren, I think I'll let you lead this a little bit on.
Okay, so I did make the note. We've touched on it already. I just want to throw a conspiracy theory out there that there's a little bit of potentially a redemption conspiracy, that this has all been fabricated in order to create a groundswell of support for the Oakland A's. Hopefully that's the case. I hope it works out and Vegas falls through, obviously. But the Washington football team got new ownership and their training camp was just washed out with fans. And then they showed a picture of the previous year with Snyder, and it was not even close to the same. So I'm like, okay, maybe, just maybe, this is all part of the plan, and the MLB could be hoping for a similar type redemption with the Oakland A's that generates huge support in the Bay Area and all this jazz. All signs point to no, however. But
the thing is,
we can hope.
We can hope.
My thing is this. It just seems like it would be so easy to get paid billions of dollars to sell the team and say, hey, look, this was a business venture for me. I realize now how passionate this fan base is, and I'd love to give someone the opportunity to take this franchise where it wants to go. And then maybe he has a back alley deal with the league that he has the first bid on any expansion team that comes up, because
gosh, I don't want this guy in any
get out of the way.
Team.
Get out of because it's the reason that it worked in Washington is because this guy sucked. The fan base hated this guy for some time. It's kind of similar to the Spanos family with the Chargers. The fan base doesn't love that guy either. But at least they're spending money on players now, So it's just it's tough when the team is basically flicking the fans off to their face, we're anyone that's good, we're going to trade them. That. And we're not going to pay any free agents anywhere near top dollar. So, come to the quadruple A stadium and watch a triple A plus product. It's gross.
Sell the team.
Sell the team.
It's not like he's going to get paid pennies. He's going to get $1 billion at least.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. I know. But, it's pride, it's greed, it's ego, it's all those other variables that,
what do they call it? ROI? It's hella return on investment, bro.
Yeah.
Just go away.
I know. I hope he does. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out in the coming weeks and months.
Make the call, Joe Lacob. Make the call.
And we'll also find out in the coming weeks in a coming week what other players get traded on before the trade deadline. Warren, did you have any parting last words that you wanted to say?
Yeah, just kind of fantasy baseball check-in, just real quick. Ronald Acuna going absolutely bonkers, almost 50 steals this year. I mean, we kind of saw his stardom coming, but that is a weird number that came out of nowhere. Absurd. His RBI numbers are taking a little bit of a hit because he's so high up in the order, but Jesus, the man is insane. Following the rest of the top five for fantasy purposes, we have Freeman, Ohtani, Tucker, and Betts. No surprise there. Luis Arez down to 376.
Ooh.
So much for his
loser.
For 400.
376. Oh, God, this guy's garbage. This guy's trash.
And as I
Trash.
mentioned earlier, Christian Yelich back with a
Yeah.
rejuvenated season, 15 bombs, 20 stolen bases. I
Think
said
you
this
got a
right,
little,
290
little
average.
little juice injection or what?
And as a recommendation, if you're looking for a high OPS, keep in mind Charlie Culberson, still the
Charlie.
leader in
Wow.
OPS in the MLB. 2 at-bats with a
I think the
2,000
Giants
OPS.
drafted that guy.
But if you
Memory
go at
serves.
least 150 at-bats and up, you're working with Aaron Judge. No surprise, 350 at-bats because Judge has been hurt. You're looking at Shohei. Go figure. Dark horse for OPS league lead. You're looking at Cade Marlowe, currently at 1,103 on the year. 3 out of 11 with a bomb. 1% owned in fantasy. It's a risk. I don't recommend doing it, but there it is.
1% owned. Wow. Well,
Yeah, he's got 11
team.
at-bats on the year.
Yeah. Well, I have 11 at-bats
in your
lifetime
life.
in my life. Yeah. I think I hit 500 or 600. So
there you go.
It's on my it's on my baseball,
your baseball card.
Yeah. If you guys want a limited edition, it's only printed out at like 10. I can auto it. We can send it to PSA. We can get it graded. They grade well.
My mom.
What you guys don't know is that Matt played in a league where
eBay.
people could only pitch with their feet. So,
all right. And on that note, guys, thanks for joining another episode, Triple Cross Podcast Baseball Edition. Warren, thank you for coming on. Justin, thank you for coming. Justin, I want to give you. Do you have any parting words, wisdom, advice, thoughts? I gave Warren the floor. I want to give you the last touch here.
If you can get to a game, go.
There we go.
Baseball is a sport I love, and need support for it. And watch it at least. If you can't go, watch it on TV.
Watch it on
Baseball.
TV. Go to a game. Go to an A's game. Go to a Ghosties game if you're in the Bay Area, and you could see these two fine gentlemen pitch.
If
guys,
you don't like your team, go on a family trip to a different stadium and support that team instead. Or watch your team play at another stadium. That's the ultimate protest. But yeah.
There you go. Guys, thanks for coming on. I appreciate you both very much. And everyone watching and listening, please go to PlayBack. The link is in the description. We're going to be doing a giveaway on PlayBack, so click the link now or else you will miss out on the giveaway. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Warren and Justin, thank you for being on. And until next time, see you guys.